Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of Kawagama TV. And you know, one of the fun things about doing Kawagama TV is the opportunity to talk about some of the special businesses that are located in the Dorset area. And I'm standing in front of one of them right now that's been here for a while, but you may not know what goes on inside, because I probably don't know what goes on inside. But we're standing in front of Portico timber frame, and if you recognize the general area, it's because it's also the home of Pizza on Earth. And if you haven't had a Pizza on Earth, you must stop in and treat yourself during the summertime, because those are awesome pizzas. But anyways, we're here to talk about Portico timber frame, builders and designers of beautiful timber frame homes, cottages, entranceways, whatever you need. So why don't we scoot inside, see if Brad and the team are there. All right, so we've moved inside and we're standing in front of some timbers. Dean, how are you today?
Good, Don. Thanks for coming.
No, thanks for doing this. Tell me what's going on here.
Well, here we've got a couple 12x12s, the big fir posts for an entryway that's going into Huntsville. This is a post Eric is just finishing up. He's cut the post that we laid out. This post is all laid out. You can see the markings that show all of this, as you can see, fairly intricate joinery because all the timber's coming together at the corner. So hopefully by tomorrow that one will look like this one.
So that's how it starts out and that's how it finishes.
That's right.
Awesome. Let's go look at some of the other stuff.
Okay.
So we've moved to the next room, and this is where the really big timbers are. And at the same time, we've been fortunate enough to guess who showed up? Brad Johnson. Brad, nice to see you.
John, great to see you too.
Thanks for doing this with us.
My pleasure.
So I started out outside, and we were next door talking about the smaller timbers, but there's a lot of big lumber in here. Can you give us some sort of sense of what's going on?
Sure, Don. It's all part of the same project, but some of these bigger pieces are big horizontal plates and beams that form part of the structure that we're working on. This particular timber frame that we're doing here is a storefront addition for Ralston's Home Building Center in Huntsville.
So this is all, you really, I mean, the engineer designs this, I guess, or you guys do.
We actually do the design. Dean is the maestro there. He does most of it on a computer, doing the mock-up, looking at it in every different angle to look at the proportion, to look at the size, and judge just how he wants the end appearance to come out.
So everything's really custom made?
Oh, absolutely. Every single piece is looked at very carefully. There's really nothing particularly standard, although many of the joints are done the same way, but the actual layout of the pieces, no one piece is the same size for one job as another. Okay, I don't know if this is visible to the camera, but this piece here that Dean is laying out, getting ready to cut, is this large curving brace that goes across over top of the home building sign. And this is being taken out of a piece of Douglas fir that's come in from the west coast. It's a 6x20, isn't it, Dean? 6x20. And there are two of them. This one here just represents one side of it, and it has to be 20 inches deep because of the arch and the curve. So we actually lose a fair amount of wood creating that curve.
Old wood.
Yeah.
From an old tree.
We were looking at this morning, and there's a lot of growth rings there. They're very tight. You'll see that. And the center of the tree isn't even here on that piece.
Right.
The center of that tree, judging by these rings, would be over here. This was a very big old
beautiful
tree.
Piece of lumber. Now, is it all Douglas fir?
On this job, it is, yes.
And what other woods would you use in your building of timber frame?
Using a lot of eastern white pine.
Really?
But when we're doing exterior structures that are exposed to some weather, it's better to go with Douglas fir. It's more rot resistant. It tends to stand up better and it doesn't discolor the same way.
So if somebody was interested and wanted to talk to you about a timber frame home, do they just call you up or just walk in the door and visit you while you're here?
Many of them do. A lot either see us on the website, or they might see us if we're at the Cottage Life Show or whatever. Sometimes they see structures. In town, of course, we did the pavilion, and that brought a customer to us yesterday that came in. So
nice, and we will put a shot of the Dorset Pavilion on for the end of this video because you really need to see it. If you haven't seen the Dorset Pavilion, check it out. It is a really cool structure where the old public school used to be, and it's now the Dorset Park. Great, yeah. This is beautiful. So what's going on over here?
Well, over here, Don, the braces are being cut by Jamie, who's just left here, but These are the diagonal braces that go into the corners to provide the rigid support structure between the horizontal beams and the vertical posts. And so these guys, although they're looking square right now, they will be cut. Your viewers probably can't see it, but there's a pencil line showing the arch that will be cut using a bandsaw. These are the tenons. They're like a tongue that goes and fits inside the other timbers that it will be mating with.
Now, do these get the pins in them that Dean showed us earlier? The hardwood
they
pins?
Will get pinned, yes.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, what's going on in here is really impressive. If you haven't had a chance, again, this is one of the unique businesses that lives and thrives in Dorset. So drop by, say hi to these guys, tell them what your ideas are, and maybe they can help you out, and you'll have a new Portico timber frame, which would be pretty cool.
Don, that's very nice of you to say that. Thank you.
Hi everybody, so I promised I'd show you a Portico timber frame building, and here is a perfect example. In the Dorset Park, where the public school used to be, your friends and your neighbors have all gotten together, worked as volunteers, raised a whole lot of money to create this great facility and to put up this really cool building. It makes a perfect example of a Portico timber frame construction that you can come and see the workmanship, see the way the structure goes together in case you're thinking of this kind of structure. Now, you know what? There are a lot of really special builders in the Dorset area, and my hope is that over the course of the next few months we can feature some other ones because they add a unique part of their style, their capabilities to the whole town of Dorset, and we'd like you to know about them. But this is a Portico timber frame structure. Brad Johnson, Dean, and the team are responsible for this, along with the great volunteers in Dorset. And thanks for watching Coagama TV, brought to you by Mountain Trout House Marina.